So today we're going to be changing the oil on my 2009 Kawasaki 900. So here is the where we put the oil in. So you just want to take it off, make sure it's okay in there. Don't need to, but don't lose it. Try not to let it touch. I like to make the bike flat, so I put a piece of wood on it and turn the handlebars the other way so that it kind of leans it that way, making it flatter. And then what we want to do is we'll take off that to get access to the oil filter, which is in there, and then the drain plug is underneath here. So let me set up and then we'll go from there. Okay, so these bolts right here are a 10. So you just take your 10, you undo them. I'll go to the other side. You take your 10. Get them all undone. There's that. Take that, put it behind the wheel, and then we have to take off this computer thing, which is again a 10 mil. The bolts are longer, so don't confuse the two from the guard to the actual computer. And then we'll just put the computer over here. Oh, I can dangle. And then I think, yeah. So then you want to remove this piece here. Again, it's a 10. Hopefully you can hear me okay over there because I'm on the other side of the bike. So there's that, and now you have access to your oil filter. So here's the oil filter. I can't turn it by hand. It's a little tight at the moment, so I need to figure out a way to get that off. And then down here is the oil drain plug, which is a 14. So we'll start that process. But yeah, there's the oil filter. So after removing that, and this, we should be good to pull this off. I just need to figure out how to get it off right now. So yeah, let me start that process. So right now we're just draining the oil. Unfortunately, I don't have the biggest bucket, so I have to block it off and then dump it into something over here. And then allow it to drain like that. So that's kind of crappy, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So yeah. So you don't really need to watch me drain this oil because it's gonna be a bit longer than probably needs to be, just because of the way I have to unfortunately do this is not super awesome. So I'll dump the oil and then I'll stop it to when I don't need to drain it anymore. Or start it again when I don't need to drain it anymore. So, okay, so I got the oil filter loose. I haven't started putting it back or taking it all the way off yet, just because I think I might overflow my bucket, but I had to use these to get the oil filter off. So I didn't put it on there that tight, but just because of the way the bike vibrates and different heats and stuff, it made it so that it didn't want to come off. So let's empty this. And then we will take the oil filter off. Just spin it off and then it'll drain out. We can empty the oil filter. Put that, dab, dab, dab. We'll put that over here so it's out of the way. A nice little oiling for my deck, which is okay. All right, and then we will wipe this up. I have my oil filter and stuff in my bag, so we'll grab that. So here's my filter. Sorry, here we go. Right here, just another Fram one. This one doesn't have a grip, but that's okay. So that's the stock number there. And then the oil I'm putting in it is a full synthetic 1040. So what I do now is I always like to oil the ring a little bit. So you want to grab your old one and just put a little of the oil from the old one onto the new one, and then you grab your rag and you want to clean up the old mating surface so you can put the new filter ring to a clean mating surface. So I just dip my finger in some oil and then I'll just rub the ring if there isn't enough from the old one, and then you just want to twist it on like that, and then it'll get tight. So you just want it to be snug, so you can grab your paper towel. If your hands are slippery like mine, and you just give it a couple extra turns so it's a little snug, and then you should be good. And then you want to take your 17 mil for your drain plug and you want to tighten it now. This one you also want to be snug so it won't leak. There you go. So all the oil's out, drain plugs back in, oil filters on and snug. Nothing to worry about there. And then you can, technically if you wanted to, you could put all that back on, but I will be filling the oil first so that in case it's leaking, then we know it's not going to spill everywhere. So I'll adjust the camera and show you that. So these bikes take about 3.4 quarts of oil when you change the filter. If you don't change the filter, it doesn't take that much oil. I think it's 3.2. But so what I do is I take this and angle it and just give it a turn. I've already loosened it off. Then you just take it off like that. And so we're gonna go ahead with our synthetic 1040, like I said. And we're just gonna dump it in its hole. Like that. So the first 3 quarts I'll do like this. And then that 0.4 I'll have to use a funnel. So this is number 2. And this is number 3. And then we will go grab a funnel. Number 3. We'll go grab our funnel to put the 0.4 quart in. Oh no, got a little bit of spillage, that's okay. I'll just grab my paper towel. Sorry, I did chest and arms the other day, so my chest and arms are a little bit sore, so it takes a little bit extra to get up today. I have to wash the bike now, but that's okay. Here's our funnel. Now, I actually hate the way this thing is set up, so we will put half of our funnel, or we'll put half of our fluid into a bottle. So I'm just transferring half of it so that it makes it a bit easier to dump out, so I don't have to worry about going over. I think. Oh, we'll need to put a little bit back. Like that, and then we can close one, save it for later if I need to do a top up or something. And then we grab our funnel, we put it in here, and we just do little bits at a time. Hi, Stinker.
Hi, Dad.
Yeah, are you watching Dad change his oil?
Yep.
Yeah. And then we can also check the glass to see what the level's at. So the glass will be here. So I can show it to you after.
Hey.
Thanks, buddy. So I went and tightened everything up. So now, I mean, I still have to put the front together, but what we'll do is we'll start it to give it a little bit of movement so that the oil can circulate. put it in neutral. Right. Kickstand's down, so we'll put the kickstand up. Okay. So we have the fluid circulated through. Now we can go ahead, check the glass. We just want the bike to be straight without knocking it over. It looks like it's good. So I'll put the extra in a bag and then put it in a saddle bag, just in case, for whatever reason, I need to add some later down the road. But yeah, that's an oil change on a motorcycle. So I will put the rest of the oil into one container, put it in a bag, and then tighten up those things. So stick with me while I clean up a little bit, and then I'll add those parts back on, and then we'll conclude the video. Okay, so with everything done, oil's all good and everything like that, we'll just put the pieces back on. So we need our 10 mil. This goes like this. So we'll grab our bolts. We'll put this here. Grab the other one. Put it here. And then we can tighten it up. These ones just need to be snug as well, because it's not too important. Well, it's actually really important, but everything is really important apparently. Everything. So make it sure it's nice and snug, nice and tight. You want it just so that you can't move it anymore with decent strength. So a good snug, like something like that. They are rubber, so should be good. And then you grab your two longer bolts, and then you put them like this. And like this. Should be more. There we go. And then, depending on how much you ride, you want to do an oil change at least once a riding season. So like when you first start riding, or if you do like 10,000 plus kilometers a trip, or I mean a season, then you'll want to do one every 8 to 10,000 K.
Oh no!
So that you keep your bike safe. So yeah, that's how you do an oil change. Stay tuned for more. I also forgot to put the cover on, so I'll just quickly show you guys the cover. I have a Guardian bell on mine. Keep all the motorcycle demons or whatever away. Keep me protected on the road. Well, there's one. There's two. And then you just give them a good tighten. there you go. Now it's all put back together. Everything's on, everything's tight, oil is good and in it and happy. New oil is always good for a motorcycle. So I will show you the air filter process quickly too while I'm at it, because why not? Just need to make sure I find the right Allen key. It's that one. So let's bring you over here. So that's there, right there. That's the air filter. I have an Allen key in my hand that fits. So we'll just make sure that we loosen them so that we can check it. I probably need a new one, but I have a K&N one downstairs that I'm gonna buy a cleaning kit for, and then I'll throw that in. Just not like an actual cold air intake or whatever, but just a replacement filter instead of the cotton ones. My bike also needs a wash because it rained on me the last ride I took, so. All right, there we go. Those are out. We'll just pop this off. Oh, right here, another Allen key. Helps if you remove all the bolts. So yeah, mine is, you can still see through it, so that should be okay for a little bit longer. I'm not gonna run this for terribly too much longer before I put the other one back on, hopefully. So yeah, there we go. That there. Tighten this back on. Throw this. Got a little bit of oil leakage out of that, which is weird. I've never seen. So we'll just make sure it's nice and clean before I throw it back together. And then we'll put our bolts back on. There's one. There's two. Nice snug twist. There's three. And here's number 4. There we go. Oil change done. Air filter's checked. Air filter I'll need to replace soon-ish. I'm trying to clean up some of this oil. But yeah, and then there's the horn for the bike. So I'll show you quickly how much louder it is than stock. So, ready? 3, 2, 1. Motorcycle horn. There you go. Oil change and everything's done. And there's my son Axton. Hi, Axton.